My seed starting area is nearly empty right now because I'm not making a mistake that I'm seeing a lot of you guys making already, and that is starting seeds too early. I'm Robbie with Fast Gardening Michigan. A lot of my videos are based on the chatter I see on Facebook and the gardening forums. I can tell already some mistakes are being made when starting seeds indoors. There are already enough videos on this topic on YouTube, so I'm going to cover some of those common mistakes, but I'm going to throw a few extra ones in there that no one's really talking about. So make sure you watch this all the way to the end because it could save your season. In Fast Gardening Michigan fashion, we want to give you a video right to the point. But before we do, one more plug. Make sure you like this video if you do like it, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's go back to starting seeds too early. There is no advantage of starting your seeds early indoors. I think a lot of people think that the bigger their plants are inside, the better they're going to do when you put them in a garden, but that's not the case. If your plants start getting bigger inside, it means you're going to have to keep potting them up to make sure that you don't get root bound. And that's so much extra work. Another problem with that is you might fill up this whole thing with seedlings. And if you got to pot them up, those pots are bigger. Now you're looking at 2 to 3 times more growing space. If you don't have that extra growing space, you're going to run out of room for your seedlings. If you run out of room, you're going to have to watch some of them die, and nobody likes that. Most of the plants I grow, all I need is this. This is going to be the only place they live indoors before they go outside. For tomatoes and peppers, I start them in a solo cup. With the solo cup, the plants grow to transplant size and they go right out into the garden. No potting up. You don't need big plants to transplant. All you need is a few sets of true leaves on your plants and they're ready to go. Do you want your plants to mature in a fake environment like this? Would you rather have them where the strongest point of their life grow up outside? The root base is the most important part of the plant. I'd rather have that established outside than inside. If you want to know the right time to plant your seeds indoors, make sure you check out the video that I'm going to link in the description that is going to tell you exactly when you need to do it. Another big mistake you guys might make or may have already made is buying expensive grow lights. I covered this topic extensively in a separate video. I'll link that in the description so you can watch that so we don't have to go into it here. It upset some people, but I think those might be the people that are trying to sell you those expensive grow lights that you don't need. This is one you're going to see. I say give it to early March or so. Somebody's going to post a picture of the corn they started inside and ask how to save it before it's time to transplant it in June. Not every seed you buy has to be started indoors, especially stuff like corn, beans, sunflowers. Don't start them inside. They do much better in the ground. Matter of fact, some of the plants that we do start inside actually fare better if you just sow them right into the soil in your garden. Last year I did lettuce, kale, and they all grew great. If you're doing peppers, tomatoes, artichoke, stuff that takes really long to mature and you just don't have the growing season, yeah, those are good ones to start early inside. Everything else, if possible, direct sow outside. We're all limited on space inside, so anything you can do outside, it's better to do it that way. And like I said, there's just some you do not start inside. The number one problem seems to be leggy seedlings. Just about every YouTube video covers this. All I can add to it is get them lights as close as possible as soon as you see those sprouts coming up. Get them less than 2 inches. Less is even better. I get mine about a ½ inch away if I can because I use the proper lights. I'm using these cool burning LEDs. Your plants will grow short and stocky, and that's what you're looking for. Poor germination. Most of the time, it's not the seed's fault. Your substrate got too dry. Anytime I start seeds indoors, I always make some kind of humidity dome, whether it's a piece of plastic wrap with a rubber band around these solo cups, something like this clear water jug with this closed and taped off until my sprouts start coming up like these chives. Or my personal favorite here, the cheap cooking pan with all the seed cells with the clear lid that fits on top. All these options are going to keep all that moisture in there so your seeds can sprout. I think this one might be my favorite. It's a theory I have. I can't really prove it, but let me give you something to think about. You're growing your seedlings, everything's going good, they're nice and healthy, and then all of a sudden they turn yellow, they turn brown, they start wilting, they start getting dry. You think it's something wrong with your watering schedule. If they look dry, you give them water and they become overwatered. They look like they're too soggy, you give them less water and they get dehydrated. What if the solution was you are giving them the wrong water? We think plants need hydration. What if hydration is just a method of delivering essential nutrients to your plants? Tap water, that's not doing good. You think it's better to use bottled water. Neither of those work great. Think about this. When your garden's established outside, you take the hose, you water all your plants maybe twice a day because it's so hot outside. And yeah, they stay pretty decent, but they really don't grow a lot. And then all of a sudden one day, a big thunderstorm comes through, and the next day you walk out and it looks like your plants grew overnight. Maybe it's not the water, it's the type of water. I want you guys to try this year when you're doing your seedlings. Right now there's snow outside. Take some snow and melt it. Put a 5-gallon bucket outside, catch some rainwater. Give your seedlings nothing but rainwater. I'm telling you, this stuff is like gold when it comes to growing plants. It's full of all the good stuff your plants need. Just the air outside is good for your plants. Please try this. You're gonna love it. It seems like we oversimplified everything, but if you just follow everything I just told you, you're gonna succeed this year. So let's summarize this to remind you. Do not start your seeds too early. Follow the video in the description on when to start your seeds at the right time. Grow your seedlings under cheap junk LED shop lights that are dirt cheap, and keep them right on top of those seedlings. Make sure you direct sow everything you can and only plant the things you have to inside. Keep those humidity domes on till your seedlings start poking through. Get you some rainwater. It's really that simple. We'll get more in depth in future videos on this topic. Like I said earlier, don't forget to like and subscribe. I try to reply to all the comments too, so if you want to chat, hit me up in the comments. I still have lettuce germinating inside my indoor lettuce tray. Microgreens.